Dhammajayo to me, every time I learn about his life, I can reflect on my own life deeper. So I look at his life and I look at my life. And that's how it got me thinking deeper about life. And he is a person that we should at least study about his life, especially in this training, because he's one of the masters of Dhammakaya meditation. There were a lot of great thinkers in the past. They had been thinking about life, the meaning of life, and how to live good life, how to live life noble. I never thought of that. If we don't know what life is, how can we live good life without knowing life and the purpose of life? And that's what a lot of people back then thinking and pondering about it. Okay, and this is my favorite quote that from Socrates. He said, "An unexamined life is not worth living." It's not worth living if you never examine your own self. We and animal, bird, chicken, the same. They get up, they go play, go eat, go sleep, and then they die. We get up, we go work, come back, sleep, eat, tomorrow go out to work, come back, sleep, eat, enjoy life, and then we die. Nothing different. As a human being, there must be something more than that. Just, working, living, enjoying life, and dying. So a lot of people have tried to figure out. The Buddha is one of them. He's considered one of the great thinkers in the history of mankind. He also thinking about life. As we learn his story, right? He is a person who also don't take life lightly. He takes things seriously. He wants to know what caused us suffering. He wants to know how to free himself suffering. Okay? And he found the answer, and he shared the answer, shared his knowledge to all of us. And he found the middle path, the middle way, the path that leads us to the happy life, the path that leads us to have a good life. Same thing with the Socrates. This is Aristotle. He found the conclusion that moderation in all things leads to good life. Interesting. Okay. Simple is the best. Less is more. This is a short sentence, but it has deep meaning. Think about it. And the story of Luang Por Dhammajayo also got me thinking deeper about my own life. Luang Por has similar idea. Okay? He don't take life lightly. So you think of your own self. When we buy any product, let's say we buy a new phone. Usually the phone comes with the manual, right? The instruction how to use the phone, how to operate it. So we can use it properly, and we can use it for a very long time, right? If we take care of it right. As a human being, it's too bad that when we are born, there was no manual given to us of how to live good life. You on your own, and on my own. It would be nice if there is a universal manual of how to live good life. Fortunately, that manual is available through the Buddhist teaching. So I feel like I'm so fortunate to have a chance to get to that knowledge. So open up your eyes. You don't have to be Buddhist to learn the teaching of the Buddha. So just open up your eye, open up your heart, and get yourself some education. So if you remember from yesterday, we talked about Kunyai's story, and this is the order that she received from Luang Por, her teacher, the great master, right? Luang Por ordered Kunyai to stay in Wat Pak Nam. Don't go anywhere. The successor will come and find you. Stay here. Don't go. He said, don't rush to die. You have a duty. You have to wait here to pass on the knowledge that I teach you to the successor. He will come and find you. So you must stay here. And he also gives the description of that person. He has a bright, radiant look. He will build the temple that doesn't look like a temple, but people will be able to understand that it is a sanctuary for meditators around the world. Okay, this was said before Luang Por passing. And Luang Por had two missions. that he gave to Kun Yai. After I'm gone, you continue practice meditation as if I were alive. Continue your normal routine. Study Dhamma, practice meditation, and when you're ready, please teach the Dhammakaya meditation. Please pass on this knowledge to people. So that's the mission that Luang Por gave an order to Kun Yai. And he was very happy when there was a foreigner come and ordain. So it gave him hope that one day Dhammakaya meditation would go around the world. And this is the timeline of the Dhammakaya lineage. Start from the Great Master. He died at the age 74. He spent his whole life studying Dhamma, both theoretical part and practitioner part through the meditation. And he passed every knowledge that he have gained from his own experience, okay, to his student. He claimed that she is second to none. She's the best student in my class, the best student in his meditation research team, which is Kun Yai. So Kun Yai take on that knowledge, and then she passed everything to Luang Por. Kun Yai passed away at age 92. She died in 2000, age 92. And everything that she learned from Luang Por, she passed to Luang Por Dhammajayo. So that is mean the Dhammakaya meditation teacher still alive. He's still around. So we have a chance to learn directly from the master. We can access to that knowledge. So let's get to know his life. Luang Por Dhammajayo, his name is Chaiyaboon, and his last name is Suddhipol. Okay. He was born in Thailand, in Singapore, and on the April 22nd in 1944. He had a very warm family, father, mother, but something special about this young boy, very special. Somehow, at the age of teenager, he got himself thinking about life. He always asked himself, who am I? Why, are we born? Where will I go after I die? And what is the goal of life? Have you ever asked yourself this kind of question? And have you found the answer yet? Some yes, some no. Okay. Luckily, tonight there is an answer to this question. So don't fall asleep. So he has been searching to find the answer to those questions. And not only that, he read a lot of books in Buddhism, the life of great people in the world, those who were very successful in life. So he a book lover basically. So he wrote down, if I were to pursue the secular interest, I would want to attain the highest object. But if I were to pursue the religious interest, I would like to reach the utmost Dhamma and share the knowledge to everyone in the world. If you study the life of Prince Siddhartha, this is very similar. When the Prince Siddhartha was born, right? There was the prediction, provided by the great teacher back then. This young boy has two destinies. First, to be the emperor. Second, to be the world leader, the spiritual leader. But one Brahmin, Thanajayo, said no. He had only one option, to be the world spiritual leader. And that's he becomes the Lord Buddha. This is similar. Luang Por Dhammajayo also have this kind of thinking when he was young. And he continued searching to find the answer. He read a lot of books, and one day he found the book called Dhammakaya. And in that book, there is one sermon, one teaching from Luang Por that got his intention. And that sentence says, if one wants to follow Buddhism path, one must practice until one gain a complete comprehension and understanding. In this sentence got him thinking what it means. What did Luang Por mean behind this sentence? And eventually he found the word called Dhammakaya, and this gave him some hope, some light, that there may be something that in Buddhism that much deeper than what I have read. Okay? Because Luang Por is the one who actually practiced and he got the result. He attained Dhammakaya and he teaches people to attain Dhammakaya as well. This is something new to young boy Chaiyaboon. So it got him, got his attention. And eventually at the age of 19, he found the book. This magazine is called Vipassana Bantansar, it's in Thai. He found this book. And that book, there was the story of Kun Yai. Who is Kun Yai, what Kun Yai was doing, and what Pak Nam. Okay, there's a miracle story, there's a good story about Kun Yai, what she did. Okay. And this book gives him some hope. If a person can go to heaven and hell, I'm truly believe that she can answer my question. Perhaps she can answer every question. So he find his way, trying to locate Kun Yai. Several attempts, he failed. Anyway, eventually they met. I believe Kun Yai was about 55 years old when they first met. And Luang Por Dhammajayo was in his first year at the Kasetsart University. He was a student there as a freshman. I believe he studied economics. So they met in 1963. So they met at Wat Pak Nam. But Luang Por has to traveling from Kasetsart University to Wat Pak Nam by bus. It usually took 3 buses. Every single day he get on the bus early in the morning, he went to Wat Pak Nam, he studied Dhamma with Kun Yai and come back late night in the evening. Just like this for countless of time. So first time when the student met the teacher, this is the first question that student asked. Kun Yai, does heaven and hell exist? What kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? Does heaven and hell exist? He really want to know, okay? Because he have been asking this to many teachers, but the answer wasn't pleased him. So now he got a chance to meet Kun Yai in person. He directly asked Kun Yai the first question. Without hesitation, right away, without thinking, Kun Yai said, yes, heaven and hell are real. I have been there to help my father, and I can, if you are interested, I can teach you how to do that. That's the first question. What about you? If you were Luang Por, you got an answer right away, okay? This is deep stuff. If you have no experience, how can you answer that right away? It's just impossible. And then he asked the question that he had in mind, why we are born and what is the goal of life. He got a chance to ask Kun Yai more questions. And every single question that he asked, Kun Yai, carefully and kindly give him the answer. Even the minor question, little one. So Kun Yai said, we were born to pursue perfection and searching for the path of Nibbana. The first question got an answer. And the second question, what is the goal of life? And right away, this is the goal of life. Nibbana is the highest goal of life. Again, this may need more explanation for many of us. Okay, but for those who study the Dhamma, the teaching of the Buddha, and been practice meditation for quite some time, okay, they understand what it means. So we were born to pursue perfection. We not just born to live, enjoy life, make a living, having family, getting old, and waiting to die. There's more purpose than that of being born as a human being. And then there is the highest goal of life, which is, in Buddhism, this is a technical term. In Buddhism, it's called Nirvana. Okay? It's some place over there. We don't know where. To take it back, a little bit, something maybe we can understand. We can look at Nibbana as the good way of living life happily. How can we live life happily? Okay, there is the structure of the teaching of the Buddha, the set of knowledge that I mentioned on the first day, the threefold training. the moral conduct, the meditation, and the wisdom part. So we need to, again, find time to study a little bit more. And Luang Por keep on coming back and learn, okay, the Dhamma from Kun Yai. Once he got to the deep meditation with the, guidance from Kun Yai, he realized that the education, worldly education that he pursued in the college at Kasetsat University is mean nothing. He had no interest of school whatsoever. This is more fun and enjoyable. This is more valuable. Okay, what kind of knowledge is that? Usually, knowledge come with suffering and worry. Okay, even though you may graduate with the 4.0 GPA, you still have to worry about finding job, making good money, and having good life. But this kind of knowledge is totally different. It's the knowledge that comes with happiness. Can you name one thing, one knowledge in your life that comes with happiness? Couldn't think of anything. But the knowledge from Dhamma is the knowledge from seeing, not the knowledge from reading book, from go to class, go to seminar. Okay, there are three kinds of wisdom in Buddhism. The first one is called Sutta Maya Panya. It's the wisdom that we gain from, reading books, watching television, talking to people, going to class, those kind of things. And then we gain knowledge. Okay, we gain wisdom. The second kind of wisdom we call Citta Maya Panya is the wisdom that we gain through our own contemplation. Okay, you learn something, you read something, and then you think upon it, you ponder about it, you think about it, and then it becomes your experience, it becomes your knowledge. And then the last one, this is the wisdom that not many people know about it. Okay, it says Bhavana Maya Panya. It's the wisdom that comes from seeing. When you see, you understand. Not understand by reading or by talking. This is what happened to all the great masters in the past, to all the great meditators in the past. They know from seeing. Kun Yai, the lady who had no worldly education, who cannot read and write whatsoever, how could she get the knowledge? How could she answer every kind of question that people ask her? Okay, her knowledge comes from her own meditation, her own seeing, okay, things the way they are. So Luang Por Dhammajayo also experienced that thing. And he feel like, I don't want to go to school no more. He asked Kun Yai, can I ordain and become a monk? He wants to become a monk, quit everything, become a monk and learn Dhamma from Kun Yai. That's all he wanted to do. Kun Yai said, no, you can't. You can't just ordain. Okay? You need to go back and finish your school first. Because Kun Yai see that Luang Por has a big responsibility waiting for him. You need to get education. You're going to be a leader. Education is important. Go get education, and then we talk about ordination. So in 1969, he graduated, okay, BA in economics and administration. Right away, he approached Kun Yai. Kun Yai, I'm done with my school. Can I ordain now? He said on the night, the time that he graduated, he looked at the world like it's empty. There's nothing enjoyable in the worldly life. Nothing he want to attach to. It is just an empty space. Life is so empty. It's meaningless of going to this direction. He want to go this direction. He want to ordain and pursue the spiritual life, to learn Dhamma from Kun Yai deeper and deeper. That's what he wanted to do. So he approached Kun Yai, and Kun Yai said, yes, now you are ready. So they arranged the ordination for him. He got himself ordained on the 20th of August 1969 at Wat Pak Nam. So Luang Por Dhammajayo ordained at Wat Pak Nam. Not many people came to his ordination back then. Okay. Only his father, his friend and family. Okay. And then he became a monk. And his monastic name is Dhammajayo. Luang Por Chaiyaboon is his first name, and his monastic name is Dhammajayo, which is literally mean the victor through the Dhamma. He is the winner through the Dhamma. Okay? He wins his life. And after that, Kun Yai and Luang Por had a plan to build the temple. They cannot stay at Wat Pak Nam. Wat Pak Nam is too small. Kun Yai believed that Luang Por Dhammajayo has a big responsibility. He needs a place for himself and his follower in the future. So they start to locate the land. And finally they found the lands about 80 acres in Pathum Thani, which is the place where Wat Dhammakaya is located right now, which is offered by this lady. Anyway, they got the land, okay, offered by this person, Kun Ying Prayat Thanajayo Bhikkhu. That's her name, it's quite long. So they start developing the land with a few supporters, with a few followers. As I mentioned last night, they start with the budget of 3,200 baht, which is roughly about $80. How could you build a temple with that much of money? 3,200 baht, $80. And this group of people, they share something in common. One thing they love the most. Okay, every student loves Kun Yai, and the whole group, what they love the most is meditation. Meditation is their life. So they want to find a place so they can meditate and study deeper about Dhammakaya meditation. So they not only find a place to build a temple and meditate for themselves, but they also want to somehow share the knowledge to people to learn about meditation and practice Dhammakaya meditation. So the temple got started. So I found some picture in the past that I want to share with you. Quite interesting. Okay. You see how difficulty that the great master had to gone through. Okay. He had to do the labor job as well, to grow the tree and to dig the ground and help the worker over there. Okay. It was very tough time, very tough. And the land over there, is you imagine the right field, and it's also very acidity. The water there cannot drink. Nothing can grow. It took many years before the temple can grow the tree, as you see nowadays. You know how long did it take? From the first day they dig the ground till the main chapel finished. It takes 10 years. So they built the temple under the three main concepts. The first concept is building the temple to be, the true temple. What does it mean by the true temple? There are many objectives when monks build a temple. But for this particular temple, Luang Por and Kun Yai have a very clear vision. They build a temple, they want to have this temple to be being a role model for the whole Buddhist community. The temple should be served as a place for people to come and learn Dhamma. So the second concept is they want to build a temple to train. This place is a place to train people to be a virtuous people. You may be good already, but when you come here, you're going to be better. Okay? Temple only teach people how to observe precept. And everyone who comes to this temple will learn how to meditate. So they have to learn how to meditate. Every Sunday, Luang Por teaches meditation himself. Okay? In the past 40 years, that's what he has been doing. Teach people the Dhamma and teach people how to meditate. And the last concept of building a temple is to train monks to be a good monk, to be a true monk. The monk that Buddhism can rely on. Start off with 20-something monks, and nowadays, guess what? I believe we have more than 3,000 monks. This is probably the biggest temple, of course the biggest temple in Thailand, but maybe the biggest Theravada temple in the world. Luang Por, throughout his life, he wants people to learn and practice meditation. So he started developing the land and build a place, meditation retreat center throughout Thailand. So his son and his daughter, in fact, everyone can come and practice meditation. This is the place, World Peace Valley, the place where we come and meditate. There's the new buildings over there, which I believe it can fit comfortably around 1,500 people. Imagine 1,500 people meditation in one place at one time. Amazing phenomenon. Okay? So his vision, again, he followed the teaching of Luang Por that passed on to Kun Yai to study meditation and to teach meditation to people around the world. There are two missions. Okay? In fact, to me, this is the duty of the monk. When we become a monk, okay, we have two main duties. The first duty is to study the teaching of the Buddha. And the second duty is not only you learn, but you have to teach. You have to teach people. Why? Because people are so ignorant. This knowledge is so valuable. People just don't know about it. So it's your job to let people know, okay, and let them consider, let them reflect on their own life. Okay, we don't just go out and convert people to Buddhism. No, that is not the goal. Okay, we go there, we go out to the world to share people with the knowledge that passed on to us from the Buddha. So there are two missions that are very similar to Luang Por. So I came up with this timeline, the movement of the temple. So there are 5 steps. In these 5 steps, in each step, it's about 10 years. The temple has been built for about 50 years by now. Okay, in the first 10 years, the temple has been, people in the temple has been busy with building the main chapel. It took them 10 years to finish the first building. Okay, but during that 10 years, okay, even though nothing is ready, they start, provide a training, monastic training for the local people. Okay, there was no foreigner yet, so people come and ordain and learn about monk's life. But again, it's very tough time, and they move on to the second phase, which is another, from 1 to 10. This is from 11 to 20, the second phase. And this time, the temple, plan to expand and develop, infrastructure in the temple, preparing to the big program that the airport has a vision to promote world peace through inner peace. So more buildings, okay, was being built. They start develop the management system. They start develop the fundraising system, and they start to develop the human resource system. So more and more people who share the same vision come to join the temple on the second phase of the temple, journey. And then moving on to the third phase. So on this third phase, they start building the Dhammakaya Jetiya, okay, the symbol of peace, where people can be a part of building this Jetiya. For 1 million Buddha image going to be enshrined on that particular Jetiya. And this time, the temple start moving, okay, expanding activity throughout Thailand, and start moving outside Thailand, okay, to overseas. Just the initiative was, introduced on the third phase. There was the first temple in California, okay, and also the first temple in Belgium as well. And then move on to the fourth phase. This is the phase where the temple are ready to provide a training, okay, not only for Thai people but for foreigners as well. So we start expanding overseas to many branches and also provide the training for foreigners. This is happening for the first time that the temple allow foreigners to ordain and allow them to stay. And we have more volunteers come from many countries, from the fourth phase of the temple. And now we're moving toward to the fifth phase nowadays. A lot of things have changed, but the vision never changed. The vision of Luang Por never changed. He's still moving forward. This is the person who actually happened to be the first foreign person who certified in meditation instructor. Okay, his name is Robert Mawson. He got himself ordained in the 2001. His monastic name was Chaiyaboon, and Luang Por called him that he is his voice to the West because he speaks English. So he can teach Dhammakaya meditation. That means Bob is the first person who actually certified to teach Dhammakaya meditation as a foreigner on behalf of the airport. So he went around to many places and teach people how to meditate according to the Dhammakaya technique. Okay. Unfortunately, Bob died a few years ago. Okay. But please check out his instruction on YouTube. Okay. The way he leads meditation is just so peaceful. Okay. Very awesome teaching. The teaching still there. So basically, every project in Dhammakaya temple is fall under this concept. Okay, world peace, true inner peace. Every single project. locally or internationally. At the moment, I believe the temple has more than 110 centers around the world. Anyway, it's expanding. Okay, it's expanding. So the question that Luang Por and Kunyai is always concerned, how can we make the world a better place to live? There's so many problems in the whole world. Okay? Problem in the children, in the family, in the workplace, locally, internationally, there are problems and conflict everywhere. Okay? How much does it cost to build one good man? Have you ever thought about it? If you're thinking of having family, how can you be sure that you can raise your kid to be a good citizen of the world? What would be your guarantee of being successful, of raising your own kids to be a good person? Okay? We need knowledge. We need knowledge of how to do that. And that is one of the mission of the temple, to train people to be a better person, to train them to be a moral person. So this never happened in the Buddhist history. Start from the time of the Lord Buddha until now, it never happened before in the history of Buddhism, where 100,000 monks ordained in one place. But it happened already in Dhammakaya temple. To me, I like to call this a mass moral transformation program. Because once someone becomes a monk, they have to go through the transformation process. They cannot be lazy, they have to get up early, they have to observe precept, they have to meditate, they have to be good. If they stay in that kind of daily activity long enough, let's say 3 months, so they automatically cultivate good habit to be a moral person. So when they go home, they become a better father, a better son, a better brother. And that's what happened. People smoke, quit smoking. People drink, quit drinking. People fight, stop fighting. They say things in a different way after they have gone through the right and proper education, through the monk's education. And also there's a training ordination for foreigners as well. This is idam. Okay, this is my job. So the temple allows foreigners to ordain and stay with the organization. Start from the 2003. That's the first idam. And now the idam has been in business for 17 years. So next year is the 18th. Okay, we provide the training for foreigners in English, in Chinese, in Japanese, 3 languages. So if you're a man or you know friends, you can recommend them to join the ordination. This is the different level of learning and experience the spiritual life. Not for everyone. A friend of mine, he just went to the Peace Forum in Germany at the very early of this year, and somehow one of the presenter present this picture in the meeting. She didn't know that my friends were there. She didn't know anybody from Thailand. She just got this photo from internet, and she present on the screen like this. And she asked the audience, anybody from Thailand? So a friend of mine raised his hand. My question to you is, I really want to know if this picture is real or fake. How can 1 million students sit quietly and meditate together? This is the theme of peace that they never thought before, that it could happen. People think of the outer peace of building school, make more hospital, talking about conflict resolution, go through the seminar and the meeting. They never thought of develop peace from within. This temple has been talking and introducing the concept of building world peace through inner peace for many years. So this picture got her attention. It changed the whole view of building peace in the conference. So people start looking, where is this place, what it's called, what they do, what is the knowledge there, what is the body of knowledge of peace education. So it got their attention. So, and this is the first temple that opened up in the US soil. What Buddha made in 1993, the first temple ever outside Thailand under Dhammakaya Foundation. And now it become the Wat Dhammakaya Azusa in California. Okay, we start developing the place in 1997, and this is the first temple in Europe. Okay, it's in Belgium, the town called the Antwerp. I happened to be there. Okay. I worked in Brazil for a few years, so I also had a chance to stay in this particular house. So we rent a house and a few months there, and they teach, people how to meditate. Anyway, this is the first temple in the European soil, and I cannot go through all of this. Just show you a few pictures to get you some idea of what Luang Por has been doing. And this is a brand new overseas temple in Singapore. We had a grand opening last year. Okay. Beautiful temple, elegance, and again, more and more international program initiative has been spread out throughout the world. Now, like I said, more than 110, overseas locations around the world start doing and promoting world peace through inner peace. Teach people how to meditate. When I study deeper in the Buddhist text, I realized that what Luang Por and Luang Por Kudai has been doing, this is exactly what the Buddha wants us to do as a monk. If you remember, if you realize what exactly that the Lord Buddha discovered, he discovered the true nature of life. And he come up with one sentence in the sutra. He said, suffering is the greatest danger of the world. He wants to remind us that, hey, guys, life is suffering. Life is dukkha. And dukkha has a reason, has its cause. And there is a way to get rid of the dukkha. And he provides the way, the knowledge of how we can free ourselves from suffering or dukkha. That's the essence of the Buddha teaching. And, he also emphasized that, said, Bhikkhu means monks, okay? Monks, for the good of many, for the happiness of many, out of compassion for the world, for the benefit, for the good, for the happiness of the God and men. Let not two go by one way. That means two monks shouldn't go together on the same direction. You should be separate. Separate for what? To go teach people as much as you can. Okay? Preach the doctrine that is beautiful in the beginning, beautiful in the middle, and beautiful at the end. Declare the holy life in its purity and complete both spirit and letter. Basically what he means is, as a monk, we are the symbol of peace. You ordained to find peace, and now you found it, or at least you know how to find it. And now it's your job and responsibility to go out to the world and share with people what you know. Teach them about precept, teach them about meditation, teach them how to have a good life. And that is your job. And this is exactly what Luang Por and Luang Por have been doing. But he just happened to do it in the bigger scale than others. That's why Dhammakaya temple got a big attention. We have 30,000 temples in Thailand. We happen to be the biggest temple. We have about 300 monks, the whole country, about 300 monks. But more than 3,000 monks happen to be in Dhammakaya temple. Okay? We have the most Pali 9 level. Okay? Comparing to the whole monk in the country, Dhammakaya has the most number of monks who have Pali 9. That means Luang Por promote education for monks. Luang Por promote world peace, education program. So in short, the Lord Buddha said one thing that implies his view of look at life. He said, no happiness surpass the peace of mind. Natti santi parang sukham. That implies that this doctrine or this teaching is the teaching of peace. Teach you how to find inner peace and teach others how to find peace as well. So, and is that what we want in life? That's what everyone looking for. Besides peace, success and happiness, what else do you want in your life? Maybe something else. I don't know. Okay? But you need to define what do you mean by happiness. What is true happiness? And how can we attain true happiness? Okay? So this knowledge, this information is here now for you. So Luang Por Dhammajayo still continue to fulfill these two missions. The job not yet finished. Okay? Number one, practice meditation. Study Dhamma. Deepen his meditation practice and his team. Okay? And the second one, not only that, okay? We will never stop teaching people. Now we're looking at the global scale. Okay? The temple has been built 50 years by now. Every construction is done. No more building. Now it's time to teach. Now it's time to go out and teach people. We have been invest time, energy, and effort in the past 50 years, and now he's getting old. Okay? But the job is not finished yet. And this is the third batch of Dhammakaya meditation refuge. I hope that this program continue and more people will come. Just one point I want to make before I finish. Okay? The importance of attaining Dhammakaya. I don't know if you have any thought about it. Okay? Why we have to meditate and why should we attain Dhammakaya? What's the matter with Dhammakaya? Okay? Remember, when we are born, all of us, we are born with ignorance. We don't know anything. We don't know that we don't know. Even now, we still don't know that we don't know. We don't know what is life. We don't know how to live good life. We don't know the law of karma exists. We don't know heaven and hell. We don't know anything. Everything we know it later as we grow up. And we learn from someone else. We learn from school, we learn from book. Okay? But the Buddha, the great master, they know something that many people don't know. They know the secret of life. They know the nature of life. In one particular sentence that Luang Por did mention in his book, he said, Dhammakaya equal Buddha. When you see Dhammakaya, you see the Buddha, the inner body, the inner Buddha. And when you have access to that kind of knowledge, that knowledge brings you peace and happiness. And this is what it means by true happiness. This happiness is a sustainable happiness, and it will be with you for the rest of your life. Once you attain the Dhammakaya, you not only have access to the true knowledge, you get to know the true nature of your own life, and once you understand your own life, you understand everybody. And that knowledge brings you happiness. And then you can be a symbol of peace. You can share with others how to access to that particular knowledge and how to be happy. So Luang Por found the answer of his own question about life. He found it and he believed, if I found something that useful, that lead to my benefit and well-being of my life, I should share and let people in the world know the same knowledge that I have attained. And that's what his vision. That is why he continued to fulfill this true mission. The job not finished yet, so he still keep on going. So I have not met or found or associated with this kind of people before. When I was ordained, I had no plan to ordain for this long. I just want to stay for a month and then disrobe, go back to work, take care of my mom. I hope to come back and become a monk when I get older, which probably it may or may not. But somehow I changed my mind. I fell in love in monk's life. At the end of my training, I had a chance to meet Luang Por in person for the first time. I had a chance to help him translate. There was one foreigner came and I happened to be there and help him do the translation. And that event changed my life around. So I was thinking, should I continue or should I disrobe? Either one is fine with me. I love my mom, I love my monk's life, either one is fine. So he appointed me to be a teaching monk for one of his guests. She is from the US. She happened to be a very influential and wealthy person. And she was Christian. She knows how to meditate, but in different way of technique. And she came to the temple for the first time. In fact, she is my first meditation student ever. I never taught anyone how to meditate, even in Thai language. Somehow I had to teach in English, so I was very nervous. And in fact, I was ordained only 1 month. When you see the monk, you don't know how long they ordained. You have no idea. You have to ask. So I got on stage. I started teaching. I just became a monk for 1 month. And Luang Por gave me this job on behalf of him to teach the powerful lady. And that changed my life around. Okay? Just to make the story short. The lady don't know how to meditate. Don't know the center of the body. Okay? But she had a very good health, physical well-being. She exercise every day. She do stretching and yoga. She says she can sit 3-4 hours without leaving the seat. The only thing missing from her practice is she doesn't know the center of the body. She doesn't know the concept of being sabai. She knows a certain level of sabainess because when she sits, she said she can sit comfortably. Okay, what happened was she sit in front of me, and every time she came to meditation room, she always bring at least 4 or 5 pillows in the front, or 2 underneath the knee, 1 on the lap, 1 in the back, and another one for hugging. And to me, I never realized that this is it. This is called sabai. This is called comfortable. You think of a kid when they have a pillow, they have a blanket, they feel comfort. So this gives her comfort and sabainess. That's why she can sit very long. So on the 3rd day of the training of the meditation, in the early morning around 5 o'clock, okay, when we were meditating. So I hand her the crystal ball, she grabbed it, and she placed on her lap, and then she closed her eye and start meditating. Around 6-7 minutes, I start noticing that someone was crying. Somebody was crying in the dark room around 5:30 in the morning. So I got scared. I said, can staff turn on the light? Okay, so a few people in the room, so they turned on the light, and it was her crying on the spot. I said, what happened to you? Why did you cry? She said, Luang Pi, you asked me to visualize the crystal ball at the center of my body. Okay? But what I am seeing at the moment is the crystal Buddha. I don't know where he came from. And he keep on expanding, bigger, one after another, non-stop. And that kind of experience got me crying. But it's a happy tear. I like it, but I don't know what it was. So, what do you think? What happened to her? So that means she get to a refined state of her mind. Her mind becomes still because her comfortness is already there. She has a very good foundation. So sabai is there, and place the sati, right? Sabai and sati together, and then the mind still. And when the mind still, and then you start going deeper and deeper, and then the inner experience start happening. She was very happy. Her face turned red. She was smiling. Even now I can still see it, Luang Pi. That's amazing. So I report to Luang Por give her, some homework to do. That's the next step. So that's why I said in this spiritual journey, in this meditation journey, you always need to rely on your teacher. You need someone to guide you. They're always the next step, and the next step, and the next step. Okay? We don't know everything. We need to find someone who knows and give us the answer. That's why I said at the beginning, we are so fortunate that the great master is still alive. His teaching is still here. So the tutor monk that here with us, they have trained themselves for many years before they can qualify themselves to be a mentor. So they have gone to many experience, so they are more than qualified to answer your question. And I truly believe that you make the right decision to be here. I can continue your practice, stay at the present moment, and stay here physically and mentally. And I surely believe that by the end of this week, all of you will find the inner peace in a certain level as you wish. So rejoice in everyone's life.